HOA Karen demanded my guest list. So I sent a copy to the FBI. Living next to an HOA Karen is like living under constant surveillance. But nothing prepared me for the day she demanded my guest list for a private gathering, and how I turned it into an unforgettable lesson in entitlement. It started with a simple backyard party. I had invited friends and family over for a quiet evening, food, drinks, and a few games. Nothing extravagant, nothing public, just a casual gathering. But Karen, ever vigilant in her self-appointed role as neighborhood watchdog, got wind of it. The next day, she appeared at my door, clipboard in hand. "I need your guest list," she demanded, "so the HOA can ensure compliance with community standards." I blinked. "Karen, this is a private party on my property. There is no HOA rule that allows you to see my guest list." She waved me off. "Minor details. I need to know who is coming, and you must provide it immediately. Non-compliance will result in fines and formal complaints." Instead of arguing, I smiled. I decided it was time to escalate creatively. I had a long-standing relationship with a friend in federal law enforcement for work-related community safety programs, and I knew the proper channels for reporting unusual requests for private data. I made a quick copy of the guest list, added a formal cover letter explaining the HOA's unusual demand, and sent it to the FBI for review. Minutes later, Karen returned, expecting compliance. Instead, she received a polite but stern letter from the FBI acknowledging receipt of her requests, noting that any further attempts to demand personal information from private citizens could have serious legal consequences. Her eyes went wide, and she stammered, This can't be happening." Neighbors who had been watching from a distance laughed quietly as Karen's bravado crumbled. The HOA had no authority in this matter, and her overreach was now officially documented at the federal level. Karen spent the rest of the evening trying to justify her actions to anyone who would listen, but everyone already knew the story. By the next HOA meeting, Karen had been formally reprimanded. Any future requests for private guest lists or similar personal information were explicitly forbidden. My party went off without further interference, and the guest list remained exactly as it should, private. The story quickly became legendary in the neighborhood. Karen, the woman who tried to monitor everyone's social life, had been outmaneuvered without conflict, simply through strategic reporting and legal awareness. From that day forward, she avoided my property entirely, muttering under her breath whenever she thought about compliance and guest lists. The moral? HOA Karens may attempt to control private life, but strategic escalation and knowledge of legal boundaries can turn entitlement into humiliation. Sometimes the best response isn't confrontation. It's documentation, authority, and a little federal-level irony.